My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah.
Good morning, guys. Pops the Paladin here. Sorry, it's been quite a while. The bags under my eyes should tell you how well it's going raising a baby and never ever sleeping. However, that's not what we're here to talk about. Instead, we're here to talk about Mythic Krosus. Now, I told you that we're going to do a raid leading video, and I'm going to show you a little bit of raid leading inside this video, but I'm going to go more into depth later. I really wanted to get you guys some more kills as you guys are starting to push your progress, especially with the help out of 7.2. You're going to notice in our raid group, as it always has been, there is a Paladin tank and a Druid tank, and we have a Paladin healer, a new Paladin healer, by the way, a Shaman, a Monk, and a Resto Druid. And we decided to 4-heal this because 7.2 has astronomically increased the DPS of our DPSers, and therefore I didn't actually have to be in DPS spec pushing the limits of my survival. I can actually go into a more survival spec here, so I ran Holy Shield and I ran Righteous Protector. With my high haste, I was able to get Avenging Wrath every single time we had a bridge break, so that was kind of helpful in terms of alleviating that ticking fell burning damage every time we stepped onto the next bridge. I actually was able to heal myself much greater than having to rely on somebody else. Big things that you're going to note in here. Yeah, my screen looks uber cluttered in comparison to what it usually looks like. Now, I know I always have a cluttered screen, but you're going to see I have an RT note on here. That's because there is a lot of callouts that need to occur in this specific fight. There needs to be damage mitigation going out for almost every ability. There needs to be healing cooldowns on every single pitch because there's a lot of damage going on pitch, because people need to be soaking them, especially when we have pitches and orbs overlapping. People need to be using personals. They're using personals when they're soaking multiple pitches, and so there's a lot of stuff going on in this specific fight. What you need to keep in mind is always be aware of your surroundings. Fellbeam is going to come out in a very rhythmic pattern. When we get to bridge 3, you're going to see that Fellbeam actually comes out one after the other. So once you move one direction, you know you instantly got to start moving to the other direction. The other thing you need to be very, very aware of as tank, just like on Heroic, you need to be in for soaking slam, and you need to have an active mitigation. Now, you're going to notice on my RT note I have specific barks call out just because there are things that I may be doing in terms of raid leading that I just don't want to have to, I guess, quote unquote, focus on some certain things. So I'll call for a bark and I can watch other people's abilities as we're going on here. We have 3 Demon Hunters, and so our Demon Hunters have Darkness, which decreases incoming damage, so utilize your DPS players for what they have as well. I have a Shadow Priest, we use Vampiric Embrace. I have a Warrior, we used Commanding Shout. Utilize your teammates, know their abilities, know their cooldowns. As a raid leader, or even as somebody who's considering becoming a raid leader, take everything into consideration when you start building your tactical plan of attack in terms of downing bosses. Important things here as tank, you may not have noticed on Heroic. It's much more obvious on Mythic. Do not extend past Krosus's boundary. If you do, you instantly drop aggro if you're supposed to be the aggro tank, which will reset stacks on the other tank, which will mess up your taunt rotation and most likely wipe your group. So even if you have somebody yelling for you to go all the way out into Africa to soak a burning pitch, ignore that comment because you cannot mess up the stack. That's the most important thing I can say outside of use a damage mitigation for every slam. This is actually a pretty darn easy fight, I'm gonna say. I'll go like this first. How about this? It's an easy fight because it's a rinse and repeat fight. The only thing that's not easy about this is the just insurmountable amount of RNG with Burning Pitch, with Fellbeam, with Burning Pitch and Orb. Even though you know it's coming out, you can't guarantee who it's on. One of our polls that we had Burning Pitch and Orb during a trank, and guess who got the Orb? Yeah, it was our Tranker. So there's a lot of RNG involved in this. Just be aware of that. You do have to be malleable, but sometimes there's just certain abilities that you're just like, damn it, we're gonna wipe because I can't use this person's cooldown here because I need it and so time frame. But other than that, big things that you need to keep in mind: the burning embers. The huge guys are a priority because they'll explode and kill everybody. The little guys just need to be interrupted and then killed before they can turn into big guys and explode, or if they do turn into big guys, kill them before they explode, and so on and so forth. You will always get 2 big burning guys. You will most always get at least 2 small guys. But more likely you'll have 3 or 4 small guys. You really want to try to minimize that as much as possible. On this last bridge phase that we're coming up to, it's very important to realize you have 0 space, so everybody needs to stack in one corner, and the orb needs to go into the complete opposite corner. Here I'm going to show you an example of the raid callout in
Stack
just a
high.
second. Here we go.
Shockwave.
Move left, move left, move left. Move right, move right, move right.
Shockwave.
In the right-hand corner. Orb goes to the back left. Orb goes to the back left. Orb incoming. But like I said, be extremely malleable when it comes to this fight. You can't guarantee anything. You can't go into it on Bridge 1 and saying, we're always going to stack in the left-hand corner. Doesn't matter what's going on. That's where we're always going. You need to have a raid leader who is out there to kind of move with the flow. And that's not always going to be a one-person voice. But there needs to be somebody out there in order to do that, and that's going to come in the next video that I'm going to talk about in terms of raid leading. Other than that, on this last burning pitch that you saw, because there was a whole lot of things, really you want to try to use everybody's cooldowns that has a cooldown, because that is the last pitch of the fight, and it's also the pitch that you're probably going to get wiped on a couple times. And you're just going to say, why can't we get through this? Just burn every single healer cooldown that you have remaining for that one, and you should be able to down Krosus. Hopefully that has helped you. I wish you all the best, and good luck on your loot, guys. Catch you later.